I wanted to be a little boy who played with his friends and played baseball and had fun. And I did all those things, but it was really interesting because when I would walk home from my friend's house, who happened to live right across the creek, and I never knew what I was going into as a little boy. I walked into a house where it could have been a very loving environment, or it could have been a pretty dangerous situation. My father was a very violent alcoholic, and I remember one time waking up in the morning, sitting down, having my cereal, and while I was eating my cereal, he was drinking his. And let me explain, he would literally smoke in the kitchen, and smoke would be everywhere. And I remember he would get up, walk to the pantry, pick up his bottle of alcohol, take a sip of it, put it down. And he would do that over and over again so that his shakes would stop. And I just never understood what that was. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night to a lot of screaming and yelling and fighting. As looking back, I was a boy that wanted to dream, wanted to wake up the next day and succeed in life, but it didn't always work that way. And I found it very difficult to go to school and learn what 5 plus 5 is, knowing in the back of my mind that my father was drinking something that caused him to turn into a monster. But I realized later in life that very situation really molded who I am today. I am who I am today because my father taught me what not to do. I did something a little bit unconventional. I had an opportunity to be in a band when I was 8 years old. I performed with this tribute to Elvis band. It sounds so crazy when I think back about it, but that was my life. That's what I did. And I traveled on the weekends with this band, and I would go to school Monday through Friday. And when the students at school heard about what I did, and I got in this jumpsuit, and my hair was long, and I was made fun of. I was called Elvis a lot, and I was picked on to some degree. But again, did it bother me? Of course it did. Of course it did, but it really changed my life when I was at school one day. It was actually the fun fair. I'll never forget this, and I was being made fun of by a boy, and I thought I was better than everybody else, so I picked a fight with him, and we took it outside, and he hit me one time. That's all it took, and everyone was surrounding us. Hit me one time, I fell to the ground, and that changed my life forever because I decided at that very moment that I didn't want to fight anymore. And I moved away from that negativity, and I moved towards a place of succeeding in school. I started to listen better. I started to be more polite to my teachers, and I went on to high school and did extremely well because I went away from that negativity. I think our purpose finds us. It comes through us, and we share it with the world. For me, it happened one specific day. But let me lead up to that. After graduating from Columbia College with a degree in graphic design, I started working in my field, but I soon realized that I wasn't really fulfilled. I wasn't really happy working for somebody else. So I left a couple of my jobs right after college, and I went to a school and worked as an aide. I thought maybe I wanted to be a teacher. And I'll never forget, one day I had this bright idea. I went up to the principal and I said, listen, I've been performing all my life. I love to sing. I still perform today. Do you think I could put on a show for the kids? And he smiled and he said, sure. So about a week before the performance, I was out at recess and walking around, and I'll never forget, this little boy by the name of Matt walks up to me. Now, Matt has Down syndrome, and he walked up to me with the biggest smile on his face, and he says, Mr. Piccini, I hear you're singing on Friday. Is that true? I said, yeah, it's true. He's like, do you think I could sing with you? I said, sure, Matt. What do you want to sing? So we worked up the song Johnny Be Good, and it was fantastic. During the performance, I'm performing, and all of a sudden it's time. I call it Matt. Matt walks up, belts out the song with me. Go, go, Johnny, go, go. Afterwards, not any help from the teachers. All the students did this by themselves. They stood up and they gave him a standing ovation. And Matt puts up his hands like he just won the Chicago Marathon. And that's when my life changed. A teacher came up to me and said, Victor, you have something here. And it just kind of clicked because of Matt's unbelievable courage. And the goosebumps that I received that day when he came up and sang that song really got me going in the direction that was my destiny. And I absolutely love it. I started writing lyrics, and I started meeting people that write music, and they came into my life, and we started writing songs. And the songs have led to incredible messages that I'm sharing with children about overcoming adversity, about never giving up, about making positive choices. And all because of one boy. But I'll even take it a step further. If my eyes weren't open, if my mind wasn't open, that boy could have done somersaults and it wouldn't have made a difference in my life. People are going to influence us, but it has to start with us. We have to be open to it, and our eyes have to be open. Because once I saw that, that was it. It was like a diving board. Saw it, I dove off, and I've been swimming ever since. And I love it. I absolutely love it.